Join me on my blah blah blah. Join me on my Slimming World journey, week 16. What damage have I done this week? Remember, click like, subscribe, keep watching. So, Wednesday afternoon, I am making a one pot wonder. It's actually a Slimming World mushy pea curry. I've got something on my lip, it's weird. Yeah, it's Slimming World's mushy pea curry, which sounds really weird. But this is my take on it because I don't do it exactly how they say do it, because I've had this for a long time and I do love to cook this, especially this time of year. So I thought hopefully this will record enough that I can make it, you can make it with me. So at the moment all I'm doing is just browning off my mince, and then I need to drain it of any fat that's come into it. So that's first. Right, so that's that done. And then you can use I use 2 cloves of garlic, or I'm being lazy and I'm using the lazy garlic and it's getting steamed up. And I'm just gonna mix that in just to brown that a little bit off. And then the powder, curry powder. Now the curry powder. Now I'm just using Asda's mild curry. I say, don't look at that. That's horrible fat. And I'm going to use just 1/4 teaspoon of it, and I'm popping it in this way because it's going in the slow cooker. So if I do it now, it takes off that powdery taste to it. So that's just that quickly mixed in. So I've popped it into the slow cooker. I just chopped 2 onions up and just popped them in. You don't have to do them as thick as mine. I like thick onions. So, and then start adding the tins. Now this is great for a budget. So I'm using 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. You're going to think this is really weird now, what's going in. 1 tin of baked beans. Let's get it all in there. I'm adding carrots because I won't be having it with anything else like rice or potatoes. And then, if I can do this, 2 tins of mushy peas. Oh, the noise that makes is weird. Now, to make it even cheaper, you can buy the cheaper mushy peas, but these were on offer in Asda, 3 tins, and I do like these ones. And that just needs all mixing together. So I'm going to put you down for a minute. So that's sort of mixed in. I've just put some a little bit of salt in, but crushed peppercorns in as well. So I like the crushed peppercorns. Then you can put in chili powder, but I actually use Tabasco and just a tiny little bit, just to give it a kick. Come on. Third one. And that just gives me just enough sort of kick to it. And especially if my daughter wants it, because she doesn't like really hot food. And I'm just going to leave that to cook, and then I'll show it you later on. And this is a really nice dish, even though it seems really weird. Look at the state of me. It is Sunday. I've not videoed or anything. I've had a lot going on. Met up with my friends to see her in a wedding dress that she's chosen. Friday I was in a lot of pain and slept in between work. Yesterday I had friends over to do hair and makeup trials, and today I was going to do some cooking and some breakfast sandwiches again, and do some filming and get a bath. But unfortunately that didn't happen either, because I got woken up to this. My fish tank was leaking everywhere, so I had to get I've left the jug in there, so I've just had enough. Managed to get all the fish out, but they're in here at the moment, which means they've got no, can't even see them. Oh, look at them. Oh, you can't even see them. Which means they've got no filter, no pump, no nothing at the moment, so I'm waiting to get that sorted out. As for food, haven't had a great week. Thursday, what did I do Thursday? So Thursday I was out with the friends. Oh yeah, so we went to Starbucks and I just had my cafe latte, so I was very good. Added cinnamon to it as well, which we all know is good for you. We did go to Aroma, the Chinese place, and I was really good, which is quite shocking actually for me. I'm presuming I had over my sins. I didn't actually quite count them, but I didn't have a great deal at all. I was so pleased with myself. Then I wasn't hungry, and then about 8, half 8, I was starting to feel hungry, and I finished off my curry, mushy pea curry stew thingy majiggy. I don't know what you call it now. I did forget to put the camera on it when it was actually finished as well, which was a shame, but I will be making it again in a week some point. So Friday I was up all night Friday, Thursday night Friday. What did I have? I had an egg butty, and then I ended up having Chinese in the evening. Again, I had it within the sins of what I'm allowed, but I did feel really uncomfortable. Then I got up yesterday and I felt really nice and everything, and then all of a sudden by the afternoon my stomach just popped out, and I mean, I've got a hangover belly, but my stomach bit just really popped out, and it's really solid and swollen today. Today I've had, what have I had? Ouch, my arm. Oh, my flapjacky snack things that I'm having now for protein and fibre, and oh, that's it, that's all I've had. So I'm gonna go figure out what I'm gonna eat now. I've still got today, tomorrow and Tuesday to pull back anything that could have jeopardised this, but we'll see. So yeah, so I'll keep my camera out now, and fingers crossed now that I can use my camera a bit more again. I say it's just been hectic. I had a comment on my last week's video, and I think, was it Susan or Brenda? Somebody had said, you know, you're always busy, and you know what? When you take a step back and think about it, yeah, always busy. There's always something going on. But that's life, innit? That's the way we are, and that's the way I do it. But I think I need a holiday. So yeah, so fingers crossed anyway. So I'm going to make a stew, but with minced beef. So I'm just being lazy. And I've got already chopped up sliced mushrooms for £1. So I'm just going to use half a bag of that. And then I've got the mixed veg stew, Asda Growers Selection, perfect for your slow cooker. It's actually £2 a bag. I said last week it was £1 because it must have been on offer. So I'm going to throw that in, and that has got onions in it, swede, carrots, what's the other one? I can't remember. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Does it say on here? Sweet potato. That was it. That's what I was looking for. And some herbs and whatnot. And I'm not sure what that is, but it is nice. So as you can see, that whole thing fills up my thing before even putting meat in. So while I'm waiting for the meat to cook, so I can drain all the fat off it first, I'm going to add in, even though that's got herbs in it, I do like my own little bits. So I'm going to add in my oregano. And then I always put Worcestershire sauce in, I don't know why, but it just is really nice. This is the Lea and Perrins, and again it's all free. And then I've still got my lazy garlic, so I'm going to, again, I don't fry this off. You can fry it off, and a lot of people prefer to fry it off, but I just don't mind putting it in like this, because I don't mind eating them like this either. So well, it's just under a spoon of lazy garlic, or just chopped garlic. And then I'm going to add in 3 oxos. So that's the 3 oxos added, and then I'm just going to wait for the meat. So that's the meat in it, and then I'm just going to take my hot water and fill it up. A lot of people do their gravy and then add it in, and I just find this to be works just as good, because once it starts cooking, everything sort of tends to blend together anyway. And then if I need any more gravy, I'll just add another little stock cube later on, you know. So I'm going to put the lid on, turn it on high, and that is what I'm having later on today. I could just scream at myself. In fact, I might just... Why do I sabotage myself? Why do I always do it? There's really no need for it, but I do it. So, Saturday I had friends round for one of them was getting married, so I was doing a hair and makeup trial, and we had pizza and garlic bread. And I had a slice of pizza and 2 pieces of the garlic bread, and I think I had a chocolate biscuit as well. And then for dinner I had I can't think what I had for my dinner. I think I had one of those box Indian things. See, I'm learning what's good and what's not when I'm eating naughty, even though none of it's good for you. You know, I'm learning certain aspects of it. But I ate the chicken, which obviously was cooked in the cream and everything anyway, just didn't have the sauce on it. I had an onion bhaji, and I had the small naan bread. So again, I've gone way over my sins. Sunday, I thought new start, because say it's just been one hell of a week anyway, and then with everything going wrong and being so busy on top of that with being at my friends and well, the dress fittings, and then the trials here, and I was in so much pain Friday and having no heating for a couple of days. I've just sort of sabotaged everything. So Sunday morning I got up, well, I went to bed Saturday night, and I thought, right, I've got to start again Sunday. You know, I can bring this back. and sort it out. And my daughter woke me up Sunday morning to the fish tank was leaking, and that was a nightmare in itself. And the problem is for me is I know what I'm capable of with certain aspects of things, and what I'm not capable of. And I have a thing people say about my neck. I've got a fat neck and everything, but here, that is a permanent thing all the way up here, because I've got a permanent lymph gland it's permanently swollen. I have had it checked and everything else tested, but the problem is it's wrapped around, or it's now seeped in together, the nerve for my right arm. So every so often my arm hurts because my neck swells out that much. So because I'd done the fish tank and I was literally like putting my arm in and everything else, the pain was excruciating in the end. And I ended up just sitting there in the afternoon, almost sort of feeling sorry for myself, getting aggravated because I wanted to clean the house and I couldn't do that, and then the pain, and it was hurting all that side of my head, and I just thought, you know what, it's exactly what I thought. So my husband, he got him and my daughter something to eat, and then I didn't want to eat. And then about 8 o'clock I was like, you know what, I couldn't give a stuff about anything right now. I'm in pain, I want comfort. So I ended up ordering an Indian. And I always, if I order an Indian anyway, I don't go for the Indian with the sauces and all that. I go for the dried chicken that have been cooked in the herbs and powders and spices, sorry, not powders, but all that. So, you know, okay. And it looks more like an onion plate to me. But again, I ate the naan bread. So that was that one. And then yesterday morning I got up, my arm was feeling better, but it's sore, and I've got such a good work partner that if my arm is hurting at all, she'll do seatbelts for the children thing, so I'm very lucky. And my daughter was on teacher training day, off for teacher training day, so we had to go out. So we went for a really quick march walk, 15 minutes it was, down to the supermarket, picked up some photos, and then I took her to her favourite little cafe, Rose Cafe, where I normally have a piece of brown bread, no butter and beans, so it doesn't affect me sins at all. I ended up having an omelette and mushrooms. Okay, that's fine, but it came with the beans, fantastic, and it came with like 10 chips, and I ate them. And then all day yesterday I wasn't hungry at all. For dinner I made them lot all dinner because Mum was here, and I ended up having this spicy lentil soup from Slimming World. Hearty soup with lentils, vine tomatoes, butternut squash and fragrant spices. And I've got to be honest, it wasn't my cup of tea at all. Didn't really like it. I had about 3 tablespoons, 4 or 5 maybe at a push, and I was full up, so I didn't eat it anyway, which didn't really bother me because I didn't really like it. These are £1.50 for the soup, and all you do is put it in the microwave for 8 minutes, and you know, and then put it in your bowl and all that lot. I found even when I put it in the bowl, it looked like it was way too much again for one person anyway. So I'd share that if, I mean, I've got another one, I think it's a pea one, which I'll try. I'd share that. And then I went to bed. So I didn't have any dinner, lunch, breakfast, tea, whatever you want to call it. I had one meal yesterday, and that was it. And do you know what? Just missing a meal can make you feel the complete opposite to eating. Not complete opposite, I'm talking wrong now. It can make you feel like you've eaten loads and loads and loads and you're so swollen and bloated. because that's how I got up this morning. I didn't get up hungry. I got up feeling my favourite faces. So I don't know. I just don't know why I keep doing this. I just keep sabotaging it. I get a good week and then an okay week, and then it's like boom, £5 back on. You know, that sort of thing, because I'm stupid at, not stupid, I love my food, and that's the problem. And even when I'm eating my food, I'm looking at it and going, I know I shouldn't be eating it, but I'm still going to eat it. So what will be tomorrow. I've got to take it on the chin. I mean, I've been drinking loads of water from Sunday. I had no choice because I couldn't get along. I'm drinking loads of water. I've got my stewing and everything for today. I doubt I'm going to get away with any of this, no matter how much I've done my shake machine, no matter how much walking I've done, no matter how much water I've drank. I don't think I'm going to get away with this. You know, if I jumped on the scales tomorrow, I feel like the scales are just going to, like cartoon character, I'm going to jump on and it's going to push me back off. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. So that's dinner tonight. It's my son's little bit that he wanted before football, and that's mine, what I cooked earlier. That is so hot. I'm looking forward to it though, because it smells really, really nice. Wednesday, to weigh in, just as I thought I'd gain. I'm actually quite happy because it's only £1. My own fault. Just wish I could learn each week. That's the downfall to this. But still, I had some photos printed out, and there was a photo there from July, and my mother-in-law saw it and said, wow, you've lost weight. And I went, do you think so? She went, yeah. And I looked at that photo and I looked at myself and I thought, yeah, maybe I can see it. And that's actually, the pound's not really sort of bothered me now, because I know I'm doing it and I know I'm doing okay. I could do better. That's the problem. I could do a hell of a lot better. But, you know, new start, new week. What I was going to say. It is a new start, new week anyway. I started it Monday, got back on track. So for lunch I'm just going to have half a bowl of my stew from last night and a couple of my bread for my fibre, and then I'm going to go and edit all this and yeah, up my exercise a little bit more this week, because that seemed to have helped. I didn't think it would, but it did. So yeah, so keep those comments coming. Thanks for all your support, and I'll see you next week. Bye.